Alright guys, this is Coach Kev. On this video, we're going to break down how you meet the qualifications of sales director. We have one of our top leaders, Gwen McPherson. She's actually going to be tackling this, and I'm going to break this down for her. But this is a video for you guys to be able to watch over and over again for you to be able to teach your team. Alright, Gwen. Alright, so I think the first thing we have to do is identify what we need to go SD. So, alright, so the qualifications are 10,000 in volume, right? So you remember when we were talking about how to get the 1800. Basically, you draw that, that circle, right? And that's you. And then you put the two lines, A1, A2, Agent 1, Agent 2. And then the three lines in the middle that represent the customers. So when you add each individual agent, so each agent, the volume for each agent is 400 in volume, or I like to call it 400 points. Let me see if I can find the the slide that says that. So 400 in volume, as I like to say. So once you add up yourself as an agent, right? And then the other two agents, that's 4, 8, 12. That's 1,200 in volume, correct?
Correct.
All right. So for every customer that signs up is 200 in volume.
Okay.
So that's 3 customers. So you got to get 2 agents, 3 customers. So the 2 agents, including yourself, that's 1,200. Now, when you add up the 600, because it's 200 per customer, that 600 plus the 1,200 is going to equal to 1,800. Or, yeah, 1,800. Now, the only thing that we're going to do now, Gwen, is Agent 1. So, let's say is Sydney. Agent 2 is Victoria or Robert. Let's just say Victoria for now. So, we just got to help them do the same exact thing. Get 2 agents and 3 customers.
Okay.
So, but here's the main thing that you wanted to know. So, by doing that, so let's say we do that. I'm just putting up my calculator. So, let's say we do that, and the 1,800 times you, Victoria, Robert, Sydney, and let's say Mike. I don't know. So I just did 1,800 times 5 people. Okay? That's 9,000 in volume. So if we help 5 people go field trainer, that's 9,000 in volume. So now let's look at this example. And I'm glad you wanted to do this because this is awesome. So the 9,000 in volume right here. So we're short 1,000 right here, right?
Correct.
All right. But by enrolling Victoria, Sydney, and Robert, we met the qualification of 3 personally sponsored agents, right?
Correct.
All right. And then if we look at each one of them represents a team or a leg or an organization. So each organization have to have a minimum of how much?
Don't show me. A minimum of $1,000 per leg.
Boom. Now the cool thing about this, Gwen, is each leg is going to do that anyway. Why? Because Victoria is going to get promoted to field trainer, which we already identified. That's 1,800. So that's over the 1,000. That makes sense? So we're doing that 3 times. Victoria, Sydney, and Robert, that takes care of the 3 legs. That take care of the 1,000, per leg. Now, the other thing that we got to look at is the part of the qualification is minimum 3 active field trainers. 2 must be lineage. So what does lineage mean? That means anyone that got enrolled that directly got enrolled through your link. So for instance, Sydney gets enrolled through your link, or Victoria or Robert, anyone that enrolls through any of their links, that's direct link to you.
Okay.
Right? That's all lineage. Now remember when I was telling you that I put those people under your organization?
Correct.
Those are not lineage.
I got you.
But those people still contribute to your volume.
Makes perfect sense.
All right. You're in a great position because all of yours are going to be lineage, but I think that's very, very important just to know as you're building the business. So the bottom line is we just got to help 4, 5 people go field trainer.
So if I have Victoria, Robert, and Sydney, that's 3 plus 2 more.
Victoria, Robert, Sydney. Yes. So we'll say 5 times the 1800. That's kind of the still 9,000. So maybe we can go 6 times the 1800. So if we go 6 field trainers that all get 2 agents, 3 customers, that's 10,800 in volume.
Got it.
So basically 6 field trainers. That's the blueprint.
Okay, 6 field trainers, each doing 2 agents and 3 customers.
Mm-hmm.
Would bring us to 10,8.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
But I'm gonna show you a Jedi trick. It's gonna be crazy. So you remember how I was telling you you have like leg 1, leg 2, leg 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say for instance, leg 1 has 3,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then leg 2 has 5,000, right? So that's 8,000, right? And then leg 3 has 2,000, so that's a total of 10,000. But what happens if leg 2, right, has 2 field trainers, leg 1 has 1 field trainer, right? But leg 3 have no field trainer, but it has the volume. Did you know that you still go SD? Meaning you can get more than 1 field trainer in the same team, and it's still gonna count towards your qualifications for SD. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to have 1 field trainer in each leg. That's not what it's telling you. They're just telling you, yeah, exactly. So you can literally get 3 field trainers in 1 leg, and as long as you meet the other 2 requirements, meaning 3 agents, obviously 3 separate legs that have a minimum of 1,000, you're still gonna meet that qualification, even though you have 3 field trainers in 1 team. Does that make sense?
Totally awesome. Yes.
That was worth the whole the whole call right there. All right. Yes, so because it was crazy, like when my mentor first broke that down to me, I was like, hold on, bro. So you mean to tell me like I can literally get almost 8,000 volume in 1 power leg, and if the other 2 legs just have a minimum of 1,000, you could get 1 agent and 4 customers. That's 1,000.
Exactly.
That don't mean they didn't necessarily hit field trainer, but they met the qualification for that leg to get the at least $1,000 minimum in that leg. And then the good thing about it, the other qualifications were met, meaning the 3 field trainers in leg 1 versus leg 2 and leg 3. So it's pretty, I just love the flexibility because there's other platforms that I've been a part of. And first of all, you can't move people on certain platforms. So that alone changes the game. Secondary, it just allows you to have a lot more flexibility, meaning allowing somebody like me to put people in your organization to help you not only with volume, but meet the qualifications you need to be able to get promoted.
Awesome. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, so for sales director, just to reiterate, for sales director, I have to have 3 personally sponsored active agents.
Yep.
That means I actually sponsored them, I enrolled them myself, direct to me.
Yes, meaning using your link to enroll them versus me moving the people under you. So yes, personally sponsored.
Okay, and that's sales director. Okay, so that's 1 qualification. Okay, so the monthly group volume has to be $10,000. 3 personally sponsored agents through my code link, 3 personal sponsored active agents, and then the third qualification, 3 separate legs with a minimum of 1,000 per leg, and a minimum of 3 active
field trainers.
But
remember, if you hit one, you got to hit the other one. If 2 of your legs have 2 field trainers in it, you have to have knocked out the 1,000 per leg, because you need 1,600 to even go field trainer.
Got it.
So
got it. Because field trainer is 1,600.
Exactly.
Okay, so setting out a map here, planning out a game plan of getting 3 sales director in as quickly as possible. So basically, what we just did, just solidified getting 1 person there. We're just going to repeat that process
3 times. Boom. I'm done here. We can shut the whole video down. It's over. You got it. So, and so what we just went over, this is what we have to go over with Victoria. This is what we got to go over with Sydney. This is what we got to go over with Robert. Every agent that comes in, this is what we got to go over with Jeannie. This is what we got to go over with Pauline. So, everyone has to know this, so they know what they have to do individually.
Perfect. Because if everyone is hitting their individual goals collectively, we're gonna explode.
Exactly. We help them reach their goals. Your goals are gonna be met
automatically. Okay.
And you said that earlier too, perfectly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So with Mimi, getting Mimi, because right now the on fire, very ready to go is Sydney and Mimi.
All right.
Okay.
So I called Mimi's dad. I'm waiting for him to call me back. I'm sure he's on the road or something like that. But I'm going to call him again. And I told Mimi that I called him. And when I circle back to him, I'm going to, again, let him know the urgency. And then if I got to get him on the phone 3-way with Mimi, we'll do that.
Okay. Were you able to speak with any of Mimi's people?
No, but I did call. Hold on 1 second. I called. Wait, what do you mean any of Mimi people? Mimi didn't call me.
No, I thought that you guys were going to. I thought she was going to call you at 3:00. You guys were going to do 3-way calls with her, with some of her people who are ready to talk to you.
Yeah, she didn't, but that's okay. I'll reach out to her. You can reach out to her and tell her she can call me. You know, after we're done with this, she can call me, because I have time up until my presentation tonight at 7:30.
Okay. And her people too were also planning to be on the webinar.
Oh.
So what I'll do is have her reach out to you with anyone that wants to talk to you prior, and then just reaffirm everything via the webinar.
Exactly. And then, well, I'm not presenting on the webinar, so but these guys are really skilled at, explaining the process, building value and all that good stuff. But I want to be able to converse with them after the webinar, so that way, everybody's on the same page, and then we can lay out the game plan for them to go field trainer, because that's the building block. Knowing how to go field trainer. If you know how to master field trainer, then you'll be able to go SD, RSD, ESD, vice president. The field trainer is that blueprint. So that's what we want to teach everyone on your team, including Mimi, so that way she knows what she needs to do to go field trainer, and then how she needs to help her team or her agents or whoever go field trainer.
And again, field trainer is simply 2 agents, 3 customers.
That's it. That's the blueprint right there. 1,800 in volume.
And 200. Okay. So again, 2 agents, 3 customers, and 1,600 in volume.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty straightforward.
Well, remember the 2 agents, 3 customers. That's technically 1,800 in volume. Technically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
more than what you need.
Exactly. There you go.
Okay. All right. I got it.
So that's how we're going to, continuously stay consistent with everybody mastering this information. But just going through this is just, and again, I'm just grateful for you, because just breaking this down and having it simplistic, I just think that'll allow you, number one, to be able to run this with your team, But at the end of the day, in order for us to build a game plan for them, we have to really know the game plan. So when they ask questions, we'll be able to answer them effectively and give them the right direction that they need to move forward. So,
okay.
I'm trying to look for this other thing real quick for you. Hold on one second. Now let me go over this real quick. So the credit my rent. I don't know if you know how it works completely. Do you know how it works, or you want me to just break it down really fast?
Break it down real fast.
Okay. So, all right. So the credit my rent. So when a client signs up, they can do gold, silver, or bronze, right? And they also can do individual or spouse or roommate, however they want to do that. But the bottom line is, when someone enrolls for the, let's say for the 2-year, and it's a spouse, right, or a roommate, then they're going to invest $170. Your commission for that is $30. Now, they do have a monthly, right, which is $9.95. So initially, within the first 45 days, their credit score is going to go up from the first hit. Meaning, the company then is going to report their rental payments for the last 2 years to the credit bureau. And once that hit the credit bureau, their score is going to go up in less than 45 days.
Wow.
Right? Secondary, every month they're going to pay the $9.95 because, it's a couple or it's a roommate, whatever. It's 2 people. They're going to invest $9.95. But then every month, the company then will email their landlord, property manager, whoever it is, just to confirm that they paid their rent, how much, and whether they respond or not, right? The company's going to count that towards paying your rent on time, and then they're going to continue to report. As long as that person pays the $9.95, which I don't think anybody should cancel it unless they're going into a home, and then your mortgage could be able to pull the ball down the field. But the bottom line is, every single person that gets on this, every month they're going to continue to build their credit, because most people have been paying rent for 10, 15, 20 years and they haven't gotten any points anyway. So now you got a chance to get points. You should, we always tell them just to take advantage of that.
So after that first 45 days, when that credit goes up from the first hit that it's going to take, that they're going to get for going back 2 years and reporting that, and now they're paying the $9.95 a month. So every month that they're paying their rent, the company is going to report that to the credit bureau.
Yes, ma'am.
Will the credit continue to go up because they are paying monthly?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So $9.95 to keep $9.95 to do something that you're doing automatically anyway. You're paying your rent every month anyway. An investment of $9.95, or let's say round it off, an investment of $10 a month for you to get credit for doing something that you're going to be doing every month anyway is a no-brainer. True.
That is true. Now, great information you're going to need to know. So when they report, they're not reporting to all 3 credit bureaus. I think that's key for you to know. They're going to report to one bureau right now. They're not going to report to all 3. Only TransUnion. Equifax has not approved it yet, and Experian has not approved it. I think they will eventually, but for right now, I want you to know that TransUnion is the one that they're going to get their score boosted up. Even though most companies, when they're looking to give you the loan, they're looking at your average score anyway, so all the points count. But I just want to let you know, just for leadership purposes, just so you know. Somebody say, hey, does it show up on all 3 credit bureaus? No, it's just TransUnion. So I got to let you know that as well.
So with that being said, your TransUnion score can trend to be the higher score.
Oh, of course. And what's so crazy, I was at a car dealership, and the finance manager told me, he said, you remember when Equifax used to be, the granddaddy of the credit bureaus? I was like, yeah. He's like, remember they got hacked in 2016, 2017? I was like, yeah. And then he was basically telling me, he's like, TransUnion is the next granddaddy that's coming up. Now this is a finance manager of a car dealership. So I kind of took him at face value for that. And then I start looking at how the market start to change, and it's starting to make sense. But yes, to your point, every month that they pay, their score is going to continue to go up. And then once obviously they get into a mortgage, I always tell them, you could cancel the program. It doesn't make sense to keep paying if you got a mortgage helping you build your credit score.
Okay, so we get paid a commission. Let's see here. I see here where it says commission $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $30.
Yep. So when the ones I usually really sign them up for, I try to find out, is these two. So this is the one where it's the gold package, right? Whereas the roommate, the husband and wife, whoever, two people, is 170. And here's another thing with that. Both of their credit scores are going up at the same time. I think that's also warranted. That's like two roommates split 170 and they're splitting $10. Like, are you kidding me? Anyway, so yeah. So with the 2 year, which is the goal, we generate a $30 commission on that. And then if it's just, let's say it's one individual and they want to get the 2 years, then we will generate $25 on that. And then the monthly for that is $6.95 or even $7. But that was a good question. Like, we don't make a lot of money on these credit my rent, but the reason why I don't, I put some respect on this is because, let me tell you something, Gwen, this gives the client the fastest credit boost.
Yeah. And you know what else too? We were helping them to move towards home ownership instead of
faster.
Renting.
That's true.
Faster. And you take care of people, people take care of you.
That is absolutely true. And let me show you this other thing. The secure credit card. This is pretty cool. So every client that signs up for the secure credit card, you generate a $50 bonus, right? So I always call it like the young lady last night at the event that was in the back who gave her testimonial. Remember, she said that she got on the credit repair service, her score went up over 100 points, and then the next thing she did was got a secure credit card. You remember? Yeah. So she got the same secure credit card for herself, and then that boosted her points, her score. I forgot what she said, 30 or 70, but I just know she had a nice boost afterwards again. Yeah. So these are just different tools that we can kind of use just to be able to help the client be in a better situation and to, position them for home ownership.
And all these programs work. They work interactively with each other.
Yes.
You can use the programs as you want to.
Yeah, and I call it the triple threat. So what I'll do is I'll sign the client up for credit repair, credit my rent, and a secure credit card all at once.
Perfect. There is no discount of doing multiples, is there?
Oh my God, great question. Oh my, you gonna be part of the traveling audience. No, there is no discount for that. But remember, we do have a discount that we can give for the credit restoration side. Let me kind of show you these real quick. Good question. So, all right. So let's say, for instance, our regular service amount obviously is $188. So on our regular website, $188. Boom, you get $100 commission, easy. Then we have an option whether we want to give them the discount where it's $138 for them, right? So it'll be you will basically dip into your own commission, so it'll be a $50 commission, right? Okay. And then we have the last one, which is just $89, right? There's no commission at all, but you still have your residual income. But what I love about, no matter if you choose the 89, the 138, or the 188, all three of these will be able to still count towards 200 points in volume. So that's always a good thing. And you can also trigger bonuses with, it doesn't matter if you use the 89, 138, or 188. You're still going to be able to trigger bonuses. Oh man, my phone's going bananas. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. So, but yeah.
What triggers the bonuses are points.
Well, to be able to trigger the bonus, you have to help your agent get 2 customers. So let's say Sydney comes in and she doesn't get 2 customers the first week, but you have 2 customers in your holding tank sitting there. You can move those 2 customers under Sydney to trigger the cab as if Sydney acquired those customers. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, it does. Now, are they going to hold that commission from Sydney until she achieves a certain level or something, or that money gets kicked out to her immediately?
That money get kicked. Well, if Sydney, when Sydney enrolls and you, let's say you put the 2 customers under Sydney, that triggers a cap for you though. Remember, because she enrolled under your link. So that right. let me show you this really quick. Hold on. Okay, so let's say, for instance, let's look at the field trainer. Let's look at the agent. Let's just look at the original one. So let's say somebody comes in let's say you come in as an agent. You signed up Sydney right now. The company's going to give you an initial $40. That's what's coming to you on Thursday. But what I like to do before Saturday, you can do 2 things. You can help Sydney sign up 2 customers using her own link, or you can get those 2 customers that I mentioned to you that you're holding, that was there, that you originally got. You can move those 2 customers under Sydney. So instead of them paying you $40 on Thursday, they're paying you the entire $100. Why? Because you move your 2 customers to help her trigger the CAB. Well, it's called the CAB, Customer Acquisition Bonus.
Okay. And the customer acquisition was for Sydney.
Was with Sydney, yes. So by you helping her get 2 customers, or you giving her 2 customers, that's going to release the remaining commission.
To whom?
To you. So you sign Sydney up, they're going to give you 40.
Right.
You take 2 of your own customers, put them under Sydney, they're going to release the remaining 60 to you, totaling 100.
That's awesome.
Now this is about to be awesome. Then let's say you're a field trainer, right? Let's just say you're here. Now, let's say Sydney goes out and Sydney signs up an agent, right? She originally going to get the initial, then Sydney helped them get 2 customers, then they're going to pay her the 100. But remember, you're a field trainer, right?
Right.
So at your title, let's go to field trainer. So by Sydney going out there helping her agent get 2 customers, which is under Sydney, the company's going to pay you 60.
Right.
Pay Sydney the 100, they're going to pay you the 60. Why? Because you're getting paid 160. You're a field trainer. You have an override of $60.
Got it. Got it.
So anytime Sydney signs somebody up under them. Now imagine if Sydney signed 1 person, Victoria signed 1 person, and Robert sign 1 person. So you have all 3. So then you would take the $60 times 3. That would be yours. What was that? 180?
180.
Yeah. And they
that's at the field trainer. That's at the field trainer level.
Oh yeah. When we SD, that's a whole nother conversation. So let's say, for instance, Sydney goes and then Sydney she goes signs somebody up without you, same person. She signed them up, helped them get 2 customers. The company's gonna, soon as they sign up, they're gonna pay you 50. And then as soon as they get their 2 customers, Sydney can put the 2 customers, or even you could put the 2 customers. Or maybe I put 1 and you put 1. Or maybe Tara put 1 and you put 1. But as long as she got 2, right? The company's gonna trigger out that SD $140. And they did almost absolutely nothing.
I love it. So it is in our best interest to promote our team members.
And help them. Yes, ma'am.
To help them. Because in helping them, we're helping them to get some money, to experience that this system really does work. And we're getting paid for it anyway. We have absolutely nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
I love it.
Nothing to lose. And that's why, you just got to guard your time. It's important for us to only run with the runners, walk with the walkers, but we refuse to sit with the sitters. We don't sit with anybody.
No. All right. I think I got it, Kevin. All I got to do is just practice it. And nothing works better in practicing it than real people instead of hypotheticals.
That's, you're absolutely right. Did you want me to, so this video, I can upload it. I can put it on YouTube where, it's not open to the public. You get what I'm saying? But I would still use this as a nice video that we all can use as training, especially people within your team. and we can utilize this within our team. It took us 30 minutes. It took us less than that because you got it at like 14 minutes, but somewhere in there. But the bottom line is, this would be a nice little training video that we can utilize for our team.
That would be awesome.
All right. So I'm going over to headquarters I should be there around 7:30 because I have a presentation to do at 8. And I'll reach out to Mimi and tell her to call me, so I could call these people with her that's interested. But either way, I still think, you're doing a phenomenal job just having her point them to the webinar, because I can also talk to them after the webinar too. Yeah. But if there are people who want to talk to me prior, I would love to, to at least show them that we want to talk to them. But after is always great as well. All
right. I will definitely do that. And I'm going to text you over another number. I forgot to give you a number this morning for Vanessa. Vanessa was a receptionist at our building who came over to do the launch. Mm-hmm. She's very interested. She's in school, works for AutoNation, whatever, but she's very interested, but she's busy. So I'm going to give you her phone number as well, because she wanted us to email her information, but we want to talk to her first.
Exactly. And I have the email, and after I'm done talking to her, I'll email her, and then I'll CC you on the email. That way you have that email moving forward for anyone who wants to see quote unquote information.
Okay, but we always want to have that conversation first before we send them information, because we don't want them making a decision
based off of the email. Yep.
Based off of their interpretation of the information instead of us explaining the information.
Listen, Gwen, you're a Jedi, ma'am. You're absolutely right. You are a Jedi. So yes, I agree with that. So as soon as you send that to me, I'll dig into it and then reach out to her, and then I'll follow back up with I'm waiting for Pauline to follow back up with me, and it was somebody else that you sent me that I still have to. Jeannie. Yep. And Michelle. So I'll call them also in a nanosecond. And then if you want, I can actually call them. I'll call them and then I'll give you the update.
That sounds perfect. That'll allow me to spend some time working with Mimi to get her, to try to get her moving as well.
Perfect.
And get her in position for tonight on the call.
Perfect. I'll speak to you soon.
Right. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Coach.
No problem, Gwen. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, this is Coach Kev. That was just a phenomenal meeting. I want you guys to watch this video over and over and over again, just so you really understand. Hitting SD is not difficult. You just got to know exactly what you're doing. So remember, the qualifications are simple. You need 10,000 in volume. So the blueprint, let's say, for instance, you get six field trainers. Right, so 6 times 1,800 is 10,800. So that's the 10,800 in volume. And if you got 6 field trainers, right, you at least signed up 3 people. And if you didn't, then you definitely want to make sure you have signed up 3 people directly on your link. The other thing that we want to make sure that's happening is each individual team has 1,000 in volume or points, whatever you want to say. But remember what I'm telling you. Every agent that enrolls, that's 400 in volume, and every customer that enrolled, that's 200 in volume. So that's how we came up with the 1,800, right? So 400 for you, because the company's going to provide you with 400 volume for yourself, 400 for agent A, 400 for agent B, so that's 4, 8, 12, right? So that's 1,200. And then each individual customers is 200 points or 200 in volume. So that's 2, 4, 6. So the way we got the 1,800, we just added the 600 plus the 1,200. That total 1,800 in volume, right? And what that means is then you have a field trainer. So all I did was I timed those field trainers, the 1,800, by the 6, and that's what gave us the 10,800 in volume. So guys, remember, we just follow these qualifications. In Lineage, what that means is someone that came through your link and they sign somebody up, they sign somebody up, they sign someone up, they sign somebody up. It doesn't matter if it's 10 levels. As long as that original person came through your link, and then if they sign somebody up and then it continues to go, that's lineage. Now, if your mentor moves an agent, which means sponsor placement, move an agent under your organization or under your team, that's not lineage. But all of those customers and agents still counts towards your volume, right? So that's basically it, guys. I just wanted to give you guys a quick recap. Again, you want to watch this video, you really want to understand it, watch it again and again and again until you understand it. But SD is that title. But like I told Gwen earlier, guys, the most important title is field trainer, right? 2 agents, 3 customers. And if you guys follow everything I'm telling you to do, I'll be able to meet you at the TOP.